DreamWeavers StarTrax.
Hey storytellers, how you doing out there?
Hi everyone.
This is Corinne, our host.
And this is Ren, our host, and you are watching DreamWeavers StarTrax on WCOBM Las Vegas.
And we run on imagination, ROI.
We do. And we are helping the world, one artist, one storyteller at a time. With stories. And boy, do we have a story today.
Oh, today we've got quite the story. It's a little bit different than normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually going to go back to the history of something a little over 400 years ago. And we have with us today a young lady called Fawn Douglas. Part
She's
of the
so beautiful, you
Paiute
guys.
Nation. And she was up at Standing Rock. She is an artist. And she is an activist as well as a mom.
And a dancer.
It's not like there's not a lot to do. I mean, any of those by themselves is busyness. So she's an amazing human being, and we're going to have some insight into what's going on. And some of the things we'll be discussing is which hopefully next year Nevada will be having Indigenous Day, which I think is kind of good. Indigenous Peoples Day.
Right, and we're gonna work on busting over some myths. I love it.
Yeah,
and talking about the beauty of Indigenous people, their culture,
yes,
their art, and how we feel, and many of you out there feel, as we have seen for the support for Standing Rock, how they have been marginalized, not supported, not respected, and ripped off and murdered. And I ain't playing.
No.
So we're going to talk to Fawn about that, and we're going to talk everything beautiful about beautiful Miss Fawn and the Paiute Nation and Indigenous peoples in general. And we want you to hang in there. And if you have any questions or comments, please chat in live or text 702-324-6065, because we feel this
one
is
more time before.
702-324. I have to use two hands.
She does
now.
this with me all the time.
6065. And ask, talk to Fawn, or we love your comments, because we feel this is a very, very, very important show. As you see, we're kind of like veering off to our normal format, the way we do it.
But it is a story, and an important one to be told.
It is
So we're going to be dealing with that as we come along. And it's going to be interesting to see and hear a different point of view, because to be honest, I grew up around the world. Like I said, 17, some of you know about 17 schools around the world by the time I was in 10th grade. I heard some different history growing up that was put out over here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Christopher Columbus, what? Really? The Pilgrims. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to...
And something they don't know about you is you are part...
Oh, I can't prove it. This is something my father told me, that he is
up in
Cherokee.
Tennessee, right?
Grew up in the hills in Tennessee, in Appalachia. I haven't done the genealogy. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't have any. I'm trying to find out. Don't have any family that I can even ask, but I've always identified with that. So whether I am in blood or if I am in spirit, I don't know. But I don't like marginalization or abuse or genocide of anybody, even animals, people. Those of you that know me and know Ren know that we've been vegetarian, vegan for years, and now we're raw vegan, and boy, can I make cool food.
And so we're going to talk about something that each of us see each day of our lives. How we use language to destroy cultures and people. And be honest, let me be clear with you. We're in the year 2016, not counting the thousands of years before that. And we're using language to marginalize people by labeling them, giving a sound to a visual. It's just language, and we're making it so real, and we've made laws about it and everything. You know, being marginalized isn't a problem unless, of course, you're the one being marginalized. And so we'll be talking a little bit about that.
And remember, people, it's first a thought, then you talk about it, and then it's the action. Watch your brain.
All right. We'll be back in a few moments. Watch closely. Here we go.
DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax.
All right.
Wow.
Oh, it's beeping. Okay.
You forgot to turn the volume down again.
All right, we'll do that.
Here-
Okay, hi.
Hi.
This is Fawn Douglas.
She's so gorgeous, people. Look at this. And she's amazing. She agreed to wear her regalia.
Yes.
Is what it's called, and it's beautiful. As you saw her dancing on the video, and that was actually, if you watched Lady Reiko show back in March, she danced on her video, and that was part of the video.
Yeah.
And you saw pictures of Standing Rock, and where Fawn was, not very long ago, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, just a few weeks ago, I went out there. I flew out to meet some of my friends. They were flying in from New Zealand, and they're from the Maori peoples.
Wow.
And they heard the call for Standing Rock, and they were seeing what was going on, not so much on the news, but more on Facebook, social media, about what was happening. And they felt the need to be there to share their haka, to share their prayers, and they wanted to fly out. And they asked if I could meet with them, to show them, because of course they're not from here. I was like, absolutely. If you're flying in from New Zealand, I could fly over again from Vegas.
Wow.
Yeah, so we got an RV and we went from Billings to Bismarck area to Standing Rock, and we happened to show up on the worst night. In my opinion, it was the worst night. November 20th, we were there. And that's when the Morton County Sheriff's Department was unleashing the water cannons on the people in 20-degree weather.
20-degree weather.
They're shooting them with the rubber bullets, these bean bags, mace, and who knows what else was in that water. I took a testimony.
That was another discussion,
Yeah.
because everyone said the water had a chemicalness to it.
Yeah, it had a certain scent to it that was not water. There was definitely something else in that. But yeah, we got there on that night, and we couldn't get through. They had the roads blocked, and so we had to go around. And by the time we got around in the area, they were telling people to go to the tribal community center. It's like a gym.
Okay.
And they were treating people over there, letting people warm up. And so we got there around 2 in the morning, and there was people, coming in and out. And there was some of the, and these are very young men. They're about 19, 20.
Just kids.
Basically, and
That
they
are
looked
behind the cannons and all this stuff?
they were
Oh,
the
you're
ones who
talking
got
about-
shot. They were
Shot,
sitting
yeah.
there, and they were like just sore. And I was like, "Where did you get shot?" There's like all over my back. And one of the guys stood up, tried to stand up a bit, and he had these marks all over his back. Looked like somebody took a bite out of him several times. And I was like, "Yeah, we got shot," and all the wounds are on the back, which is cowardly, I think.
The whole
Incredibly
Let's
cowardly.
be honest. The whole thing is cowardly. Let's see. We get to wear helmets, masks, thick gear. We all look like we overate at donut shops. And, we're bored to death, and we just can't wait to let our testosterone show the men we are by shooting young people, kids, and women, and spraying them with water with powerful force at 20 degrees, and shooting where they're blowing holes through Tupperware and stuff, and shooting people in the face. I'm afraid I think the word coward, unfortunately, is a choice, and that really fits it.
Well, and I'm going to tell you something that I was blown away, and you guys saw in the media at the beginning when you saw that green thing, and what about that big?
Well,
yeah.
it'll be on
About
one of
that
the
big.
images.
It was on the first media
Yeah.
that we just had. Those are the beanbags, you guys. When I thought, when you're a kid, you play with beanbags and stuff. So I was thinking of little beanbags, and then I thought, well, if they're going to use it as a weapon, that they'd be like little round marbles or something.
No,
oh my God, they're that big.
Yeah.
And they move at about 500 feet per second, and that's about 5 times the speed of a baseball. So, yeah.
Yeah, and even the rubber bullets are the size of a golf ball. I was seeing some of that, the size of a golf ball.
Yeah, they're
and
not small.
long. No, they are not.
Oh my God! And there were women, children, older people, young people.
Yeah, one of the
Unfelt.
elders went into cardiac arrest.
I heard about
The individual was revived, thank goodness. One girl, she lost her eye, her retina was detached.
That's right. And we're gonna go into more of that. We're gonna come up here. We're gonna take a look at some more footage here in a little bit. So watch closely. We will be back.
We are one piece.
Okay. Let's find out more about that. Go for it.
And I just told Fawn on the break, I fell in love with you when I saw you in Lady Rico's video. It was like girlfriend love, you know. But I did. I was just, what a beautiful woman, what a great dancer, and what great energy, you know, she has. So let's talk a little bit about Fawn Douglas.
Yeah.
What made you decide to be a dancer in?
Well, I've been dancing since I was a little girl. One of the things that put me more into the powwow circle, my grandmother got me involved in the Little Miss Paiute competition.
How cool is that?
Yeah. So I joined it and I won it, and to have the crown to represent the tribe is a huge honor, especially for a child who's 10, 11 years old. And it was fun. I was going to a lot of powwows, traveling a lot, dancing a lot. Cool. And I started out traditional dancing. Then I moved to fancy shawl, and I tried jingle dancing. And jingle dancing just felt good. It felt really good.
For those, because we don't know what is there's that dancing and jingle dancing. So.
Well, jingle dancing. This is originally Ojibwe. And many tribes have adopted this. Like, this is not a traditional Paiute dance, but gotcha. Many tribes across North America, Canada have adopted this style. And it's danced in the powwow circle, as well as, you know, many other dances. Like I said, fancy shawl and traditional. And this is known as the prayer dance. And the prayer dance, when you're dancing for those who cannot dance. You're dancing for others. And when you dance in prayer, and you keep that positive mind state. And it's just a lot of fun. Beautiful. I really enjoy it.
That is
beautiful. Well, see, that's a lot different than our jingle.
Jingle bell. Well, we went to one of the powwows and saw you dance, and we're just like, oh my God, she's amazing.
Yeah. Thank you.
It was quite a beautiful experience.
But you're not just a dancer.
No.
You're also an artist.
Yes, I'm an artist. I just graduated from UNLV with my bachelor's in fine arts for painting and drawing. I have some work that's at the City Hall Gallery now, and at Nevada Humanities. We just showcased the Paiute Voices exhibit, which is going to be going on until January 20th.
We will be there to see it.
Yes, we will be.
Which combines my loves of art and activism. And there's several other Southern Paiute artists besides myself. There's Theodore So. He's the creator of Captain Paiute, the comic book.
Oh, yes. I didn't even know there was a comic book.
See, that's the stuff we got to tell about.
Buying that one.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yes, the Indigenous Defender.
Smart. Storytelling. That's everything.
So cool.
Yeah,
okay. That's exciting.
I love it. And so. From what I understand, I didn't even know about this. Ren told me about this on the way. You guys are working to get Indigenous Peoples Day in Nevada. And what day would that be?
It would be the second Monday, the second week. Well, what's originally known as Columbus Day.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just got to say it out loud. I'm going to say it for you. Okay. Christopher Columbus did not discover America. Leif Erikson did. But the real people that discovered America
Indians did.
were the Native Americans discovered it. They were here before anybody. And it was genocide, just like in Rwanda,
it really was.
Just like in Europe during World War II, it was genocide.
Just like the Hawaiian Islands.
So I got to say that. So Indigenous Peoples Day is going to be changed from Columbus Day. Had to say it, peeps.
We're hoping. We're trying to get that pushed through. Senator Tick Segerbloom is leading that. Last year, because I'm a UNLV alumni, but Native American Student Association as well, and our student group, we got together and held a protest last year on Columbus Day to stop recognizing Columbus, stop honoring him, but to talk and instead of doing that, let's honor the Indigenous peoples who've lost their lives to this, this man, to what has happened.
Thank you.
And he's not a person to honor. He was a rapist. He was a murderer.
Thank you.
And we just want to change the narrative and move on.
Sound like our new president? No, I'm sorry.
What did he say? Bingo. I just got to say that.
Wow.
That is incredible. Thank you for saying that and for filling us in. So do your homework, people.
Yeah.
Don't just believe
Look
what's
a little
on the calendar.
further and we put that picture up because that's the picture I was raised on, thinking, oh, this is Columbus Day. We were nice to the Indians. And then as you grow up, you realize, no, we weren't.
And believe me, it was both beep. Just saying.
All right, here we go. We'll be right back. Watch this.
I am a new Moapa Veterans Princess. I want to ask for helping with my fundraiser. I'm planning to help out our veterans and people in Standing Rock. Water is very important to our people. We must have as much as we can. Thank you.
Thank you. From Pacifica, this is Democracy Now!
Why are you letting her dog go after the protesters? It's covered in blood.
One of the pipeline security men unleashes a dog into the crowd.
DreamWeavers StarTrax.
You know, it would be something if all of a sudden, let's say you were robbing a bank, you were burning buildings. No, you were trying to protect the water that everybody and every culture in that area is going to be drinking from. What a crime.
That's terrible.
And that's the insanity. And all of a sudden, dogs. We're throwing dogs into the mix to where they're biting. Dogs don't know any better. They're just doing what they're being told. But the incredible cowardly act, and the one woman who released it because she wanted to show the boys that she's like one of the guys. Nice. You know, there's some things you don't want to match us on. And yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, in 2016, we're either going to evolve or we're going to leave everything in fight, flight, and testosterone.
Thank you.
That has not worked out too well. Anyone, little history, read it, you'll see.
However, a 10-year-old Indian princess,
that little girl,
Princess Echo. What?
I love her.
She's
She's
so
the
cute.
sweetest. She's the newly crowned Moapa Veterans Princess. Her name's Princess Echo Marie Hummingbird Jake. And she's a Southern Paiute doll. I just love her. And she wanted to do something for the people of Standing Rock. So what she wanted to do in Cedar City, which I attended last Saturday, was hold a fundraiser, and have some fun too. It was a bingo night and Indian taco sale. So the community really got together from the Paiute Indian tribe of Utah, and they held this bingo night. And so many people came in to donate items. They donated beadwork, things that they had made, as prizes. The family got together and made the Indian tacos. And throughout the night, there were so many people, not just the tribal members, but people from the city of Cedar, just coming in to drop off donations, sleeping bags, gloves, camp equipment, things to take up to Standing Rock. And at the end of the night, Princess Echo raised over $1,800 for the veterans of Standing Rock.
10 years old.
The veterans.
Yes. Wow. And she pretty much put this together and got the people mobilized from the different Paiute tribes and the Moapa tribe.
Yes.
And organized. Wow.
She did.
Somehow that's
amazing
a little different than
individual.
Nickelodeon, isn't it?
Just a little different Nickelodeon and Disney. Sorry, Jake. I know I love you. You're on Disney,
but yeah, just the kids that watch.
Yeah. That's incredible. Well, we're going to switch a little bit here from activism to the regalia, because I asked, okay, girls, we want to know, right? This beautiful outfit and this gorgeous beadwork. I wish you guys could see it up close. It is stunning. So I said, I was like wondering how Fawn, if she made it. Not that everybody can do everything, okay, but she's an artist. So I said, did you make the beadwork? And she said,
no. I don't have the time to. I wish I did.
The amount of detail in that.
I could paint, but beadwork, it's just not my skill. But there's so many people who do have these skills. And this set right here is by from Holly Eagle Speaker. She did this beadwork. And my cousin Jenny Lynn, she's beading a new set for me as well. And we see Jenny Lynn's mother made the dress, and this is one of the traditional style jingle dresses.
And the colors, they obviously have meaning, I assume?
Oh, rainbows.
Okay.
I love it. And
I'm always flowers and butterflies and
I like
rainbows.
it.
I think I kind of stay girly like that, just a little bit.
Amber would be in heaven, right? So could you? No, they don't. I don't know if they heard it, but could you jingle your jingle dress? You guys can't see it.
Oh.
But
it's got all these bells, like you saw on the when she's dancing.
It's so cool, and it makes that great sound.
It sounds like rain.
It does sound like rain, and it's really cool because when you're at the powwow and there's a bunch of dancers out there, and everybody's jingling all at the same time. And
it is cool.
It's so cool.
But
it's beautiful.
Anyway, what we're going to come up with now is one of the things you did is you did an interview up there of a young girl who were on the front lines, and we're going to watch a little bit about that and learn a little more.
2 seconds though, and I know we're going over, but there's on Saturday there is a
question time. But go ahead.
No, on Saturday there is a fundraiser
Oh, there's two. There's two fundraisers, and I'll be dancing at the second fundraiser at the Paiute Community Center. It's at the multi-purpose 1316 Sackett Street, and we could have a link available. Sure. Right.
Okay.
And you're going to be talking at Veg Nation about 4:30 about Standing Rock and Indigenous
Definitely.
people's rights. So sorry, I went over.
Okay.
They had the water cannons on us I was out there for about 3 hours, and the water didn't smell like water, so there's some concern about that. They were hitting us with flashbangs, like shooting them at us. None of us really cared about flashbangs by now anyway, though, so no one even flinched, but they were shooting tear gas canisters, and we tried to throw some of them back, but at one point I got caught with 3 of them. But I put my goggles on a little too late, so my eyes started burning even more. It was all in there. And I just started coughing, and I had to get out. And I went out, I got my eyes washed out twice, actually. My whole face was burning, though. I was right behind one of the trucks, and when I would be looking, I saw the guy look at me with the water cannon. He put the water cannon down and took his gun out and lined it up right to my face and tried to shoot, and I ducked, and he just missed me. Someone else next to me got shot in the face and couldn't see it first. It was like right about here, and as he was being carried out, he got shot right in the face with a water cannon.
DreamWeavers StarTrax.
Whoa.
Okay. And
Whoa.
would you enunciate her name?
Jerica. Her name's Jerica.
Jerica. And when Fawn said she was going up to Standing Rock, Ren said, would you ask Fawn if she would get some video of some of the people there and talk to them about what was going on? So that's what that's about.
Right. Yeah, I happened to meet her by the horse corral. She was feeding her horse, and she was talking to some people about what happened the night before with the water cannons and such. And I was listening to her, and I was just like, wow, her story just sad, but I wanted to hear the rest of it. And I asked if she would sit down with me, and I had some soup for her, and so we'd sit and chat. She's like, yeah, for sure. And so she was telling me about it, and asked if it was okay to record her. I didn't have to get her face, and she's like, no, it's okay. I want to talk about it and tell people what happened. And she did. She went on to talk about her experience, what happened, and her hands were still recovering. The tips of her fingers were purple reddish from being
and we'll see that in the
frostbitten.
next video where I actually froze the frame so you could see it. It's just, I have to say something. There's an unusual positiveness. Being a person who teaches acting and stuff and does workshops around the country at times, or been traveling around the country, I should say, not workshops yet. But when I'm doing that, what amazed me about her is you're talking to her, and I see her visualizing, and she's telling the story. And then in the middle of all of that horror, there's this little joyful, smiling person. I'm going, say what? The fearlessness of her standing up there, and yet it didn't darken her heart, which amazed me to know. And because I'm used to listening to a lot of young teens and stuff, and I mean, the wrong time of day is enough to darken their heart, it seems. I'm listening to that kid, so
It's
wow.
the same with all of the water protectors, really. At first I would say my people are resilient, but the people are resilient, what they're going through. Even when the men were getting hit with the beanbags and I was speaking with them and they're showing me their wounds, they still were joking about it a little bit. They were throwing it around like, thanks for the hacky sack, and just tossing it back and forth, just they're trying to keep that humor, trying to keep it light, trying to, stay positive, because they're out there in prayer. They're not out there to battle. They're out there in the front lines, and they're praying. They're praying for the water. They're praying for water protection. They're praying that everybody around them is safe. They're not out there with the guns and the.
That's what amazed me. What I saw is something incredibly rare. Under all of those circumstances, a kindness and a compassion keeps coming through.
Yes.
I grew up in a pretty tight military world, and when guys were doing in trouble and dangerous things happened, there wasn't much innocence and gentleness left in them. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what amazed me most and shocked me most.
Well,
what a gentle people to have to stand up for our water rights.
Right. Well, and they're coming from a place
for some corporation that just simply wants to destroy more of
and they're not
the planet.
Coming. They're not coming from a profit or it's mine point of view. They're coming from a spiritual point of view.
Yes.
And that's the other thing, the natural spirit. So we're gonna watch here now. Let's take a look at the second part of it, and let's take a look at her hands. Watch closely.
I could see through my Tupperware shield. I saw the guy aim up for my face again, and he shot because I noticed it a little too late, but he just missed me, and there's 2 holes in my shield, right here and here. I kept going back up there. I was there for about 3 hours. I had 2 layers of gloves on, and they were completely frozen, just rock hard, like blocks of ice. And the hand warmers weren't working. And all that red purple, that's all frostbite. So that big winter cat raid too, and I couldn't help them then. And I wanted to help my friends this time, and we saw some real ugly stuff out there.
DreamWeavers StarTrax.
Wow.
All right. I have to say something on behalf of being born on a military base, being as much of a guy as any guy out there with testosterone doing crazy stuff way beyond normal. That is one of the most cowardly acts I have ever seen. Really?
Stop it.
Really? That you guys feel good about that? I have known soldiers my whole life, and I knew a lot of Special Forces guys that go behind lines up to 6 months on their own, 2 or 3 of them. And to take a bunch of overweight, entitled, arrogant people who believe they're superior, and you think it's fun, like a game, to soak people with water at 20 degrees, and you believe it's okay to shoot people in faces with these rubber bullets and stuff so that you can prove your maleism, you are the most cowardly things I've ever seen. And you know what? You're not real men. Real men, I don't know a real man that I ever grew up around that would ever dream that was okay. The real soldiers I saw showed up as the vets on that day. Mm-hmm. Those are the kind of men I grew up around, and those are the ones I will stand for at all times.
And they were going to stand, am I correct, between the water protectors and the people?
Yes, there's over 2,000 veterans that showed up to act as a human shield for the water protectors against the Morton County Sheriff's Department.
Notice how quickly their tune changed because the idea of the National Guard standing up with weapons against vets, probably not a good visual.
No.
So Fawn, who medically is up there taking care of the water protectors?
I know the Standing Rock Sioux tribe has been taking care of things out there, but there's also volunteers. There's so many different medical people from across the nation. I met one lady from Seattle who came out, and she was I'm sorry, but the name of the program escapes me.
Gotcha.
But she was out there for a week, and she was going to attend for a few more days, and then she's going back, and then another team was coming out. Oh. And she was an herbologist, but she was a doctor, and she wanted to help the people. So there's different people coming out in teams as much as they can, because people do have to work back home.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So they take that time to go, and then they just keep taking turns. But there's so many people who are volunteering their time, truly.
And who's feeding them? Where are they?
That's
a lot of food. 10,000 people.
Wow. There's a lot of donations that come in to the Ocheti Sakawan camp. And, excuse me, my Lakota is horrible. I know I'm not saying that properly.
Mine, any of that is horrible.
But yeah, there's a lot of donations that come in. There's always food supplies coming in. They could use more.
There. And pay attention to the bottom of your screen. We're going to see the email for Fawn. Any questions, any thoughts, where do I donate? Please email, and we'll track on that.
And if you want to call or text the 702-324-6065, we will forward it to Fawn, and she will let you know what to do. If you want to do a fundraiser here in Las Vegas or across the country.
Right, well, we're doing a fundraiser Saturday, and I'm going to be dancing with other Native dancers, myself, and there's Lakota dancers, Navajo. but we're joining some Aztec dancers as well.
That's right, I forgot about that.
Yes, and it's the Fifth Sun Project that's taken the lead on this event. But we're doing it at our Paiute Tribal Community Center, which is the Paiute Multipurpose at 1316 Sackett Street, from 5 p.m. till 10 p.m.
Okay.
And we will be there.
I will bring a camera and try to get some footage because that's interesting.
And what else is going to be?
And there's going to be some local punk rock bands and some DJs too.
Hey, just saying.
A little something for everybody. A family-friendly event. We'll be selling fry bread. So if you guys haven't tried fry bread yet, you're going to love that.
It's off the hook.
It's so
It's
good.
addictive, trust me.
But before that event is Vegination. A local business is using their 20% of their funds that they make from that day to go towards Standing Rock, towards the Legal Defense
Exquisite.
Fund.
Come down and help. We'll
Come
be
play.
there.
Yeah, I mean, numbers make a difference. All right.
Thank you.
So next up, your questions. We'll be right back.
See ya.
DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax.
Hey, welcome
Hey,
back,
we're
Star
back.
Trekkers. We are back. More stories, and wow.
Who's this beautiful lady sitting next to me?
Yeah.
Miss Desiree, our producer.
Yeah.
Hi.
And we'd like to go visit during the winter your island, Trinidad.
Yeah. She's from Trinidad.
Oh, beautiful.
Born
It's
and raised.
definitely warmer
Okay.
there.
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even here.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So this is.
All right.
Let's get those
So
questions.
we've got some questions. So we have a question from Rodney. He's from Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And Rodney would like to know,
Rodney's one of my students. Hey, Rod.
Hi,
What's
Rodney.
up?
Rodney would like to know, what do you think will happen to the Dakota pipeline and the Sioux people when Trump gets sworn in?
Yeah. I'll do
It's
that.
really hard. I don't want to speculate what's going to happen. I just hope that, because they already announced that the pipeline's going to be rerouted. And that's a small victory, but at the same time,
Absolutely.
I don't know how much I trust that either. I'm
Correct.
still very weary
Complete story,
of
yeah.
it, and just standing by to see what happens.
It's a little hard to trust a guy who
Owns
changes his words every few minutes or decides to
and-
tweet something different.
and owns part of the
yeah,
part of
he
the oil
owns
company.
$1 million in that. So,
So
yeah.
and the pipeline. So the
I'm just trying to stay positive about it. Just stay positive.
good.
You know, what the tribe has asked is, for the prayers to go through, keep on pushing the education about it, because one of the things that's coming out of this is people are learning about fossil fuels and to, let go of their dependency on it. There's so much education. There's so much education I've gotten just the past few months that I didn't have before. So it just takes learning about it, reading up on it, and seeing what we could do. Like, not
and
only
there
with
are options. People,
Yes.
they make it sound like there's no options.
Oh, we have a
There's
Prius.
an incredible amount of options. To be honest, a little research will show you
Electric
how
car.
easy
Ride your
of
bike.
options.
Walk,
Yeah.
run.
There's a lot.
You got wind, you got solar, you have a lot of jobs and things that could be put into that. And to be very honest, in spite of people assuming that this is a Chinese hoax, all you have to do is live in the places in the world, especially those that are near the tides, and ask them what's happening to their water and their weather. And everybody's seeing a little different weather, even us. Our winter started about a month late. This is not normal. I've been in and out of this town since '79. It may be an illusion in some people's heads, but the simple fact is something's happening, and it's very real. And there are other options, and it is being. We've put enough chemicals in the air, and this is not going to help, let alone, let's just talk about Flint's water. Really, do we want to risk water? And exactly what are we going to drink then?
And that's why they're water protectors. It's the Missouri,
See, water
the
protectors,
Missouri
not
River. That's
Miller Lite, but water protectors.
I know we have one more from Las Vegas because she's
Yes,
my
we
student
do.
too.
We do. So
all excited.
Angela would like to know, what can we do to help the people and the cause at Standing Rock, and what can we do to help the Native American cause?
Well, for one, you could donate directly to the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe if you go to standingrock.org. There's a button right at the top of their website for donating, because the Standing Rock Tribe takes care of the porta potty services out there, the camp service, and they're the head of the legal fund, the legal defense. And there's going to be so many civil
and the
suits.
teams that take care of the people that have been hurt.
Yes,
so
yes, absolutely.
Plus feeding food.
Yeah, because there's so many different GoFundMes, different sites that are popping up. Some of them are false. So the best bet is just to go directly to the tribe.
StandingRock.org,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So stick to that. Don't go to the facades, because there's always someone trying to do something other. StandingRock.org.
Yes.
Yeah, and hit donate.
So I have a question here from Nathan, and he says, with everything going on in the news today, do you find a lot more kids or young people speaking up more?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Well, like you saw, Princess Echo, she's 10 years old.
Wow.
And she feels that. She sees that there's wrong over there, and she wants to do something about it. And it's really empowering, too, to see so many young people, wanting to stand up and do something, to stand with the people of Standing Rock, and just to stand up for Mother Earth in general. Because not only at Standing Rock, but there's things happening in our own states, especially here with the Protect Gold Butte effort, with the Don't Bomb the Bighorn effort, Saving Red Rock. I heard they're going to put homes out there.
What?
Yeah, and
it never seems to stop, does it?
Yeah, which is crazy, because you have the wild burros that are out there, the desert tortoise, which is an endangered species.
They're coming into town.
And most people don't know,
Because
but the
there's no
simple
place for
fact is, in the year 2020, we will have wiped out 66%, 2/3 of all species.
All animal species.
That's how fast.
Terrifying.
And that started 1979. We're not talking to the whole history, just from 1970 to now. That's how much of a decrease.
And we heard today that the giraffes,
really, we never see
the wild giraffes are almost extinct.
Oh.
So,
Get out there.
Sooner or later, those things you say in your head aren't going to cover up what's happening in front of your face.
That's right.
And one of the things I want to ask you, because your daughter is 15, is that right?
Yes.
So she is so cool.
Tell us how she feels about this, because everybody thinks kids, and we see all the shows of what we think kids are like. No, I'd like to know what your daughter. How does this affect her?
My daughter's been a strong support of what's happening. She's always been with me. She didn't go to Standing Rock because I didn't feel like it was safe to take a child.
Good.
Right.
I don't know what's going to
Mom.
happen out there. With the mace and the rubber bullets, what have you.
That's a mama thing.
But she's always been at the different events, the rallies here in Vegas. She's always on the, in the background, setting up, helping out, and getting involved. She doesn't like what's happening with the planet. She's so intelligent. I'm just really proud
It's not like
of
we
her.
can go take a bus somewhere else.
And I was hanging out with her. And for those of you guys, I just want to nail it home for you Las Vegas people. Sol is 15. She's sophomore, right?
Yes.
Sophomore at LVA.
Yeah.
Orchestra. We have 5 other students at LVA right now, and out of 20 or 30 that have graduated. And she knows Sophia Ramos, which you saw right on this show back in April or May. So she's out there doing it every day, getting up at 5 o'clock, going to school, keeping her grades up, playing the viola, and still kids and older people out at all these fundraisers and protests. So
Yes, it still has time for some activism.
still has time for
So not all kids are flipping lip back like what we sometimes see on TV.
saying.
There are some kids out there that have incredible hearts and incredible minds, and they can think, and they've got questions, and they're willing to stand up. And that is something we are starting to see, which
Right.
showed through the Bernie Sanders thing how many of the kids are coming up. But
Absolutely.
Hey, so
you are our
out there
it's simple.
watching.
People always ask, well, what's the future going to be like? Look down.
right.
They're it. What their decisions will be, and how we raise and talk to them, and how they then raise themselves and the generations to follow. Now, and your daughter's name is
Soul.
Soul.
Like the sun.
I hope
Or
it.
like the soul inside.
Yeah, I
Like the
hope
sun.
it. I hope
Like
it
the sun.
becomes contagious.
Yeah. Do, re, mi, fa, so. Just saying it. It's music too. So we have another question, don't we?
We have a lot of questions. Some
Okay,
of it
we'll
we've
be
already
quiet.
touched on. For instance, Victoria was asking about positivity coming out of everything at Standing Rock, which we did talk a little bit about that. But if you want to, you can chime in a little bit more.
Well, the positivity is coming from the communities. The communities are getting together. I hosted a meeting, one of the first meetings in September, to get people together to talk about Standing Rock, what's happening, what we can do together. And I expected about 25 people or so, and we filled the room. There was over 200 plus people, not only from our Native American community, but our allies as well. So many communities are coming together. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's happening, and I hope the momentum keeps going, keeps happening. And that's not only here in Las Vegas, but in all other communities. You see people rallying together to stand behind the water protectors, or even just going to Standing Rock. But it's really beautiful. I just really hope this wave keeps going.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Thank you, everyone. I know we didn't get a chance to talk, and ask everyone's questions.
We have Fawn's information at the bottom. You can still send questions, answers. Yeah,
and,
we'll get lucky.
And, maybe I'll even take some of your questions and send them to her, and I'll post it on her Facebook page.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, for sure. That'd be great.
All right, everybody. We're
Thank
cool. Pay attention to this one. This one's important. And every time you drink water, remember there's some people standing there trying to make sure that the water you drink keeps you alive and doesn't hurt you.
And next Thanksgiving and Columbus Day, think twice about.
Yeah, Indigenous Peoples Day. I like
Thank
a
you.
lot better.
Thanks,
Peaceful.
everybody.
Peace out. We'll see you all later.
Thank you.
DreamWeavers StarTrax.